Just because your smartphone has a really wide angle lens doesn't mean that all of your compositions need to be super wide landscapes. Keep your eyes peeled and you'll find all kinds of interesting texture and detail that you can make the most of by focusing close. In this video, I'll show you how to spot interesting subjects for macro photography and how to get up close to make the most of the patterns and textures you find around you. Close-up and macro photography is all about getting as close to your subject as you possibly can. The closer you get, the more detail and the more texture you'll find. Here we're using this macro lens clipped to the front of our phone. You don't necessarily need one, but it just lets you get that little bit closer and get that little bit more magnification. So here we have this really interesting piece of weathered church architecture, and the nearer we get to it, the more interesting it becomes. What I'm interested in particularly is this little patch of red metal poking through this black paint that's been flaking off for generations. We're going to tap on it there to get that as sharp as we can get it, and then you can see that the further away from the phone we get, the more depth of field falls off, and this is a feature of all macro photography, is really tight depth of field. So if we're happy with our sharpness there, we'll hit the button, and what we get is a really interesting frame with lots of texture and a really gentle, diffuse looking background. When you're out looking to shoot textures and close-ups, it's always worth thinking about the aspect ratio, the shape of your frame. Not everything needs to be 4:3 or 16:9, which is widescreen. Here, for example, we've got this really interesting number plate on the front of this door, and because it's square, we're going to shoot a square aspect ratio. Apart from anything else, that's what Instagram defaults to. So the advantage of shooting square here is that we're able to crop out all of the surrounding material and take really tight control over exactly what is in our frame and what we cut out.